Welcome, everyone. This is Pineleaf, and welcome to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Terry Adwin.
Hi.
Steven.
Hey, y'all.
Was that an Ansans window? Hello.
That's a great start. Start this week with the news, which this week we only have a beacon. What's in the beacon this week?
Well, top of our community's highlights is Material Middle-earth, which is a blog dedicated to inspiring your next outfit. So it's one of my favorite cosmetic blogs, one of the ones that I check. They mentioned the Bird and Baby Yard Party, which is a weekly meetup held on Laurelin. We have a Lover Song and Dance Night, which was yesterday. Upcoming costume party on Belaguer on the 9th of February. And Barazine is a collection of live LOTRO music events. So more places to find your community music events. The Kin Hall features the Wardens of the Dunedain, which is a rank 10 kin on Brandywine that is looking for players interested in endgame content, PvE, and PvP. They have max crafters, very knowledgeable vets as far back as LOTRO beta testers, and new players whom are all willing to help you out in any way possible. Their goal is to foster a community that is welcoming, helpful, friendly, and engaging for everybody. Under the fansite news, we've got Elkinar teaching new players how to navigate the game in their series, which is Let's Play LOTRO. Garian Metatron is a German-speaking streamer who's continuing an adventure through Mordor, presumably in German. Airther recently did a run of doing the intro quest in about 20 minutes. And Squirmus continues their series Failing at LOTRO. That sounds like one I might want to check out, because maybe it would help me feel better about my characters. The weekly comment this week, you're walking through the woods and you hear a rustling in some nearby bushes. What is it?
A pie thief.
Well, if your name is Horn, it's a shrew.
I was just going to say, that because I just did that quest. I was going to say, it's a shrew if you're in Dunfast.
Yeah. If you happen to be in Voldemort, it's a shrew.
And then it's Nona.
Then it's Nona.
I was thinking it could have been one of those Blackwood brigands in the Archet region.
Do they rustle, though? I can tell you what it's not. What it's not is a burglar, because if you're a burglar and you're in stealth, you will rustle the bushes, but nobody around you will hear it or see it.
It might be a bright yellow burglar without stealth. I've seen one of those recently.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, that's true.
Our screenshot of the week is from Moria. MJ Ordo.
Yes, we were just there this week, actually.
Yeah, we had a helpful hunter behind that campfire, I believe.
Uh-huh.
I heard a rumor of that.
Under Let's Talk Shop is the class balance discussion that Severlin had on the forum last week, which, if you didn't hear us talk about, involves some upcoming class changes that they're considering implementing, which they're planning on doing in waves instead of having everything done at once. So they're not going to be implementing it anytime soon. It's definitely an in the future sort of thing. So don't forget about things happening to your characters yet. But we'll keep you updated.
Right. Now let's head to the store sales. Did they forge a good one this week?
Nope. They have junk on sale.
Oh.
But this week's free sample is actually a good one. I actually remembered to use the code this week so that I could use my sample. Plus 5,000 enhanced reputation supply times 1 with coupon code REPSUPPLY, REPSUPPLY, and 25% off some crafting junk. Crafting guild access, ingredient packs, crafting accelerators, rapid craft, crafting tiers, and recipe books. Yay.
Hey.
That's what you get from the non-crafter in the group.
Well, I don't use that stuff much either, right? So it doesn't matter on that. So therefore, let's then head into our site news, and we'll begin with the Critters Journey number 63 to Vault into Mordor. It sounds like someone's doing a chicken run.
Well, this is the comic, so it's picking up where they left off. The previous volume was the Battle of Crater Tirith, so now they're gonna head into somewhere more perilous. Guided as ever by our faithful chicken Georgie.
Surviving in that location.
Sure, well, they have a naked mole rat with them, so...
I guess that might help. Player question. And Trish, you have a question this week?
Oh gosh, yes I do. Hold on here. Had all my notes and then I changed windows here. Okay. So somebody asked me this and I didn't know the answer to it, although I have now kind of done a little bit of research. So what are the high elves shouting when they're in battle, and what do those shouts mean? So the high elves, the shouty high elves, I mean hunters don't shout, so but the ones who shout, they all shout the same thing. In other words, it's not class specific. So what I've been able to find is that there's two shouts. There's one that says Gosto Gothrim, which is the one I think to me sounds like Gilbert Gottfried. I'm not sure. But anyway, Gosto Gothrim. And one person said it's Sindarin for die foes. Die foes, or the other translation was fear foes, although I prefer die foes, frankly. And then
we've got all those goblins shouting die at us.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other one is Etaniel Valeriande, which means exiled Noldo of Beleriand.
What?
That's what this person is saying. Now, I'm not sure. We'd probably have to, check with somebody. I mean, why would you shout, I'm an exiled Noldo from Beleriand at a Mordor bad guy?
I think I'd rather shout, like, you ruined Beleriand.
Exactly. I agree with you. Beleriand's gone now, right? It went under the sea. So,
right.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be yelling that at like a Numenorian. The Black Numenorians, I'd be saying that too. You ruined Beleriand!
I could see still saying, like, for Beleriand, or in memory of Beleriand.
Yes. Right. But not exiled Noldo of Beleriand. Sorry, just makes me laugh. Anyway, so that's what the word is. So I don't know. I mean, if we have any listeners who are more proficient in Sindarin and Kenya than I am, and I'm not proficient, I'm just looking this up. I'm just like searching on Google. You can let us know.
And let's head into our week in Lotro. And let's begin with Terry Adwin.
Well, it took me 4 tries, but my Landreval Terry Adwin has finally finished the Elven Allegiance session and is on her way toward helping the elves, which apparently involves packing some boxes. The third failure was particularly horrible for me because while I was sitting there dead waiting for the instance to spit me out, it kept going and was giving me the voiceover that you would get if you continue and succeed.
Oh.
So annoyed. Because basically I was that close to finishing when I died. But yeah, it's finally over with. And I was
That's the worst one. The other 3 are not bad.
My lore master, Galabrilith, is still using Mithril coins to shortcut her way around Volume 1, because Volume 1 is also known as the travel all over Eriador for not really very good reasons in some cases. I mean, some cases are perfectly valid, but some of them are really a stretch as to why you're going hither and yon, and hither again, and then yon some more. So, She's on book 12 of 15, so that much closer to being done. Then she can go back to Moria and mithril her way around volume 2. Burning through mithril coins like there's no tomorrow so that I can get to volume 3, which actually won't involve any mithril whatsoever. Because I like volume 3 and I don't mind spending extra time there. She can pick up more cosmetics in Dunland. Yay!
Yay!
Then I rolled a new burglar for Girls of Middle-earth this week, so all of the girls decided we didn't know what to do, so we all rolled new characters, and somebody suggested burglar, so we went with it. So I now have 3 burglars on Landreval, but this one's a hobbit. A little tiny hobbit named Stealthorella. And
Mine is named Absconda.
yeah,
I've got Burglara.
and we have Ritalin is the 4th one. Yeah, who's a boy hobbit. So
I presume Ritalin is Yellow Lineberg.
yeah,
Yellow lined and probably yellow
lined
west.
and dressed in yellow. Yes. So and then we got through the intro, and then I led the way through part of the Shire Mail Run, which it turns out I can recite the entire thing without checking the deed.
I would think so. You've done it so many times.
In order, from point to point to point to point, all the way around the Shire, all the way back to the postmaster who gives you the quick post title and
I'd be
whatever
surprised
reward.
if you couldn't do it. Yeah, you've run it so much.
So, Sanswinda, how was your week?
My week was good. I also made a burglar, and I took Cinders to Ales and Tales for a bit. It got cut short because of real life stuff, so we'll have to try that again sometime. But, yeah, I got to take her to a concert, so that was cool. And did some dailies with her and convinced her to join 2 other people. We took 3 people into Narraband at 105 Tier 1 to make an attempt on it and got through 2 chests. So that was pretty cool. We failed the last boss, mostly because we kept ending up in cells and couldn't get each other out. Yeah. And I got my Bjorning to level 45 and discovered the Halls of Night instance, and she's working on her Fem quest and her Volume 1, Book 6. Is that what that is? Or is it Book 6?
Book 6.
Yeah, it's Book 6. So she got partway through that. She got a lifeless heart from a lifeless watching stone, and discovered that was not actually what she needed, so she's got more work to do. But it was fun. And in a quest for Lore Master talismans to change the cosmetic appearance of the pets, or maybe it changes the pets. I think it's just mostly a cosmetic thing, though. Anyway, in a quest for them, my jeweler gained kindred rep with the Lossoth, so she can now make the talismans for the Tundra Cubs. And I discovered that the Roots of Fanghorn instance existed and could drop 2 talismans from it for the spirit animal. So my main hunter Sanswinda discovered it, and so it's set at 75, so I thought, oh, tier 2, no problem. Tier 2 did not go so well, so I tried it at tier 1 and managed to finish it. No talismans yet. But that was an interesting discovery, and yeah, I'll have to do some more looking into it and see if I can get any talismans to drop. So, that was my week. How was your week, Maven?
Well, my Bjorning Winnie the Pooh is now 115, but she can't solo a skirmish. It was so frustrating. So I dual boxed with Glordrail, my hunter, and we did a 2-man of Trouble in Tuckborough. But Winnie was on follow, so she wasn't really doing anything. Glordrail was doing the whole thing. So basically, Glordrail went through a 2-man solo with a Bjorning close by. And so then after Winnie hit 115, I thought, well, I'll go in and skirmish because I need more marks on that account. I thought, she's 115 now. I got some ash gear for her. Once she's, I guess it's 112 is really the ash gear stuff. But she's still only using 3rd age LIs at this point. And so I went in to Trouble in Tuckborough and just couldn't do it. I couldn't even get past the first lieutenant. It was so crushing to her ego. So I'll have to work on that. I think I'm going to have to get her armor and get her.
I feel your
set up.
pain.
Yeah, I was. It's terrible. And I also, when I was dual boxing, I also did Defense of the Prancing Pony, no problem. But she can't do it by herself. So I'm going to work on that and see if I can't get a little bit more adept. So I took on the Barad Guldur Tier 2 challenge in a raid, and challenge it was indeed. As you can imagine, anybody that's done Barad Guldur, when you go to do Tier 2, it's a bit of a game changer. Not least of which, when you wipe, everybody resets. You don't get to kill things permanently. If you wipe, it all resets. So you have to start from the scratch every time you wipe. So we try to we were running the gauntlet, the first bit of it where you've got, mobs behind you, mobs in front of you, and you have to run through and just keep moving. Cause otherwise, if you stop too long, they all gang up on you. And the Uruks have a nasty AoE. The goblins put a slow on you, and the wargs, when they howl, what is it? I think it adds like a plus 20% stacking damage buff to the rest of the mobs. So you've got kill. So we kept wiping. We finally made it through the gauntlet, and I observed to myself how soft we've become in LOTRO, because that freaking gauntlet at Tier 2C is easily as hard, or even Tier 1, frankly, easily as hard as the Flame Spirits and Nair Band. Easily. And the Flame Spirits and Nair Band, the players, when we went through that, 6-man, everybody tried it out. They're saying, we need another chest. That's so hard to go through. We want another chest at the end of that. So they put a chest in. This gauntlet deserves a freaking chest. I mean, if they're going to put one in Narrowband, they should definitely go back and put one at the end of the gauntlet in Tier 2 challenge. I don't care. In Barad Guldur, it should go. Tier 1, it should go, because that is really tough. Anyway, we managed to make it through the first boss and made the challenge. And but then we were so exhausted. It was like, to do a Tier 2 challenge, that particular one, it's like you pretty much, I think, would have to do like a whole day, and you'd have to take a break to like re-energize, because I think, the next bosses are the twin brother and sister, and then the third boss is the Nazgul dude with his fell beast, and it's hard. It was hard. I mean, we were exhausted just getting through the first boss. Anyway, it was fun though. It was really interesting. And then Dresden the Lore Master backtracked to run Book 10 of Volume 3 with some old questing buddies, because that's where they were at. So that's why I just did the thing with Horn and the shrew coming out of the bush. That's exactly one of the quests we were doing. And then he's gone back to Dunharrow now to prep to go into Gondor with Tyrondel. So that was the highlights of my week. How about you, Pineleaf?
A highlight of my week was fighting against the ever-present enemy. My internet not working very well. Actually, my computer not liking the internet is probably more accurate.
Oh, dear.
Because it all started on Thursday. And every once in a while connected to the internet, my computer will decide, oh, I really like the blue screen. Half hour at least, if I am on the internet when I reboot. Oh, I like the blue screen. Or if my voice sounds a little bit off, it's because I'm on a laptop. That's so I can't use Discord. I have to go to Discord's website in order to do this. Discord's not, the app's not compatible with that. So everything I've got isn't compatible with that. I think I need some new computers.
Sounds like
anyway, did get some stuff done on Thursday, which I think I got through Thursday's session without actually blue screening throughout the entire session, if I remember. Or did we? I think we actually managed to do that without blue screening. And we're in Mordor, going all over the place, trying to through the Silverteen loads and doing.
You mean Moria?
Moria. Yeah, Silverteen loads at Moria.
You said Mordor.
Yeah. Okay, my mind isn't at its top right now, as you can see. we went there, did that stretch of Volume 2 that went into the Silvertine Lotus to pick up the maps and all that fun stuff. And that, and of course, my lore master, I managed to record an episode today for the lore. I don't know how I'm going to get that up, but I managed to record the episode between blue screens. On my field trip, we pulled up new characters. We thought, okay, what are we going to do tonight? Oh, let's try new characters. So therefore, we had a group there that's right, Sans wasn't there, so we had Cinders and a couple of other people there. We decided, okay, time to start over. I did a hunter already, and so we went through the Archit together because the rest of the group were different races, were an elf and a dwarf. Them met in the Shire and then did some Shire quests and were just getting along at the start of that. That's when blue screen. And on Saturday, Angmar, I was with Sans and Cinders, all there doing the FemQuest line, during the book 6 stuff. And we got as far as getting the Broken Heart, and that's where I blue screened there. So therefore, 2 of the sessions, DS, did get interrupted by little blue screens in there. So therefore, not a very good week in LOTRO because didn't have much time to play it because the computer wouldn't let me. To get into some play at least.
Maybe if it inadvertently turned on parental controls on your computer.
Controls work by blue screening you.
So yeah, so it's limiting your game time by blue screening you, right?
Those are some faulty parental controls if that's what they're doing.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's a little strong, I think.
It could be like a 2001 Space Odyssey. I'm sorry, Pine. Can't let you do this.
Let's head into news beyond LOTRO. Rivendell Region Guide is coming for Adventures in Middle-earth.
Yeah, new guide for the D&D series, like probably one that people who like elves would be interested in.
This entire book.
Well, I mean, there's other regions that have gotten whole books, like Rohan.
A little bit bigger than Rivendell.
Well, people like elves, okay? Some people like elves.
All right, you got a point there.
I don't know, maybe there's lots to do in Rivendell. Maybe it's not that thick a book.
144 pages.
There's lots. Well, there's stuff to do in Rivendell. It's the Misties to the north.
Running your horses off of bridges. That's right.
Yeah. There's always that. The ever popular sport of riding your horse off a bridge,
falling off while walking across carefully. Yeah.
They don't have handrails on those bridges.
They really should consult Hobbit security peoples. I'm sure there's a Hobbit security team somewhere advocating for handrails for elves and dwarves.
Actually, I get the impression that they also include for the surrounding territory, such as the Troll Shawls, and probably some parts of the Misties, perhaps, that are close to Rivendell, because they do talk about creatures in there, such as Rudar and Hillmen, and Ettins, and Trolls, and stuff like that. Nasty undead. Yes, it does include Mordor, but also Rivendell. It includes Rivendell, but also some of the surrounding regions.
They just put Rivendell on the cover so the elf lovers would buy it. That's my theory anyway.
That's what you'll stick to.
Yeah.
Where are we at for donations, Terry?
Let's see. We currently have 19 supporters on Patreon. If you would like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donation page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you will find rewards including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even guests for an episode on LOTRO Players News. We did not receive any reviews this week. We did get an email, though, from 210 Gamer, who says, "Hey everyone, just listened to this week's latest show," which would be last week's episode, "and I wanted to give out a welcome to your newest podcasting family member and say what a great job she did for her first show. I imagine she was a bit nervous, but I hope that she will come back for more shows. Keep up the good work, everyone, and tell Buddha that I miss the squawks. See you around, Landy. Pinched."
Wow, Cinders and Buddha get a fan
Cinders
letter.
and Buddha, yeah, both got a fan letter. Buddha's kind of a regular.
He is kind of a regular, isn't he? Yeah, that's true.
If you send an email to podcast@lotraplayers.com, we will read it out loud over the air. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @Players Ally, LOTRO Players @LOTRO Players, Arindus @Arindus, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, Sanswinda @Sanswinda, and Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance we are apparently back to 3 live shows. On Mondays. On Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have DDO Players News. On Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have LOTRO Players News. And every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we have XP Quest.
Oh, XP Quest is I don't think they've quite settled their exact. Yeah.
Every other Thursday-ish, we think, maybe?
Maybe. It might be.
I think it was Wednesday this week, actually. You can join us for our live shows at lotroplayers.com/live. Pineleaf, you can sign out.
All for tonight, and this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you that when you have internet, skirmish responsibly.